What's up, guys? I am here with Ibuki. I figured I would do a little bit of an Ibuki primer, go through some of her moves and what I think you should kind of be trying out when you're playing her. So let's start with her special moves. She's got a bunch, so she's got Dragon Punch with Kick, and this is mostly a combo move, I think. Although, because the regular versions have no invincibility, you can get hit out of them. But the EX version is fully invincible, so you can use that on Wake Up to kind of get out. You can also follow up the EX version with a Kunai, which I think is pretty cool. You can use the EX Kunai to, continue combos. So that's kind of neat, but you cannot do that if they block, which is something that you could do in Street Fighter 4. You could kind of make your DP safe by canceling it into Kunai, but that doesn't work anymore, so you really got to commit to your DPs. She has the Raida, which is half circle back punch. And this move looks like a grab, but it's actually not. It can be guarded. But you can combo into it. And one interesting thing about it is that even though it's not a true grab because it can be blocked, it does have the property that grabs have where they can't back roll after it. So you can see I set Ken to back recovery, and like after a DP he rolls back, and like after an EX DP I can't really go get him because he back rolls, but after Raida he can't roll back, he's gonna end up right in front of me. So that's pretty good that you can if I set him to jab on Wake Up, you can get a median and beat the Wake Up jabs, because you know that he's guaranteed to be there when he wakes up. He can only quick get up or regular get up. So that's pretty neat. She definitely has some setups that you can do, off of especially the light Raida. The light version does the least damage, but it leaves you the closest. The heavy version throws them far away and does the most damage. The medium version's in between. The EX version does the most damage of all of the versions, and it does this little extra hit before. So that's useful because in some scenarios the normal versions are going to whiff just because they'll be out of range. But the EX version will always hit in these scenarios because she runs forward at the beginning. She's also got this little teleport, quarter circle forward and kick. The light version is a short little teleport that won't pass through them. Medium kick is further range and it will pass through them. And the heavy version, she actually goes up into the air and she can attack on the way down. So this move does not go through fireballs. It's worth noting. You'll just get hit out of it if they're doing fireballs. But it mostly seems useful for setup type of things, like I showed in my set play video. You can cross up with it. With the heavy one you can do some interesting stuff. But it kind of seems a little bit gimmicky. I'm not sure right now. We'll see. And she can also, she can do stuff like with her V trigger. She can teleport, behind them so that they don't know which side the bomb is going to hit on. So, I mean, that stuff seems useful for sure. I just haven't fully explored what her options are there. But finally, I'll stop beating around the bush. Her last special move is Kunai, which is probably the single most important part of her moveset. So, it's so important it even has a meter. You can see next to the V-trigger gauge, she can store 6 Kunais, and every time you throw one, she loses one. So she can throw them on the ground or in the air, and the strength of the button, light, medium, or hard, determines the angle it goes at. And when you run out, you can't throw anymore, and you have to reload by doing half circle back and kick. So if you just tap kick after half circle back, you'll reload one, or you can hold it to get a few, or you can hold it for a long time and she'll reload all 6. So her kunai are extremely strong, and I think they're kind of like the defining part of her gameplay. The first obvious reason they're good is that if you're jumping in and you do one, you can combo off it. So that's pretty useful. And if they're even if they're blocking, if I have him to jab after blocking, if I hit him right on the feet, I'm actually at enough frame advantage that he can't jab me. He'll get hit. But if you hit them on the air, or high up in the air, like on the head, you're actually unsafe. So you really have to watch your angle. Make sure that you're hitting them low on the body. That'll give you kind of the most frame advantage there. But So yeah, the kunai are a really useful way to start her pressure on the ground. The EX kunai actually has a second hit that's an explosion, so she can follow up after, you know, she can combo after the explosion, so there's a lot of potential there. And she has another kunai move where you hold down punch and then you release, and she'll throw all the kunai that she has. So even if you just have a couple, you know, she'll throw them all. And the ground version I think is mostly useful for combos. You can do stuff like, you know, do stuff like that, which does good damage, but again, it uses up all your kunai, so make sure you really want to do it. But I think the air version is really, really strong. If you hold down light kick in the air, she'll throw like 2 big chunks of them. If you hold down medium kick in the air, she'll throw in like a fan like that down to the ground. And then if you hold hard kick and throw all of them, she'll throw it at like a fan forward. So this covers a ton of ground, and what's really useful about it is that it just does an absolute ton of hit stun and block stun. So you can combo off it if you juggle, or if they're blocking, and you know, you jump in with it, you can make them block for a really long time and get whatever pressure you want going. So, you know, if you don't really know how to approach and you just really need to get some offense started, I think the air kunai set throw is really, really good. And again, that's done by holding down kick and letting it go while you're in the air. So that's basically it for her specials. Let's talk about some of her important normals. Her standing medium punch is good because it's fairly fast and it has some combo potential. So you can do standing medium punch into jab, and you can do that into Raida. So that's good because it's just a hit confirm that you don't have to rely on target combos. She can also do crouching light kick, standing light punch into Raida. And again, that's, you know, it's just a low hit confirm. You really need these to mix the opponent up. And she has an overhead that you can use for the high mix-up, and you can combo off that as well. But you do have to be point blank next to them when you do it. What else? She has a lot of target combos. She has light punch, medium punch, hard punch, which is a good target combo for, you know, just comboing into whatever special you want after. She has medium kick, crouching hard kick, standing hard kick, which is interesting. It kind of resets them out of the air, and you can do something like this, you know, follow it up afterward. I think it might be a little gimmicky, but it looks cool, so there's that. In general, you know, I think her normals are just a little bit stubby. She's not really like a footsies character. I mean, she has a couple good ones. She has down forward medium kick is this slide, but you have to be careful because the slide, if you do it up close, you're very unsafe on block. But if you space it out just right, you know, you can make it safe. She has this standing hard punch, which is long range, and standing hard kick, which is pretty long range. And the nice thing about standing hard punch is that you can buffer in a Raida, and you know, if they throw something out, it'll confirm. And the standing hard kick, you know, it's decent range, and then if it's a counter hit, it crush counters, so you can combo off it. I'm not doing it very well, but I promise it works. There we go. But the problem with her normals in general are, you can see that after the normals, she ends way closer to the opponent than where she starts. And the reason that this isn't good for footsies is that it makes her much easier to counter poke. So if the opponent sees you with this normal, now all of a sudden you're way closer to them, so they can, you know, throw out a sweep or a crouching medium kick to hit you. So I think you wouldn't play her like you would play someone like Cammy, Chun-Li, or Ryu, where you're kind of relying on your normals to control space. That's really not where she excels. Where she excels is right here, right up in the opponent's face. She has a lot of mix-ups, you know, all kinds of crazy cross-ups and resets that she can do, passing through the opponent to get to the other side. So that's where she's really good. So you got to figure out, how am I going to close this gap and get up in the opponent's face? And I think really Kunai is the best way, just because of the way, you know, it locks the opponent down and forces them to sit there so that you can start your offense. That's what, you know, is really your best approach as Ibuki, I think. And then once you have them scared, you know, they don't want to throw out anti-airs because they're worried that you're going to do a kunai. Then you can start doing stuff like just doing a normal jump and mix up cross-ups, stuff like that. So you gotta, you know, get the opponent scared of that kunai mix-up, and then you can get in and really get going. One other thing I almost forgot about is she can fly. This is holding 2 kicks in the air. I don't know if this will ever be good. She can't press normal buttons afterward, but she can kunai. But it just doesn't seem great to me. I'm not sure. I mean, maybe, you know, you can charge down the kicks and then do this and then throw all your knives. So, I mean, it's kind of funny, but I'm not sure if it'll be useful. But, you know, if someone does that in a tournament, I'm going to be so excited. If someone just flies over and then lets all the kunai rip and lands a sick combo, that'll be cool. But anyway, that's it for now, guys. Next video, I'm going to cover her V system. So her V trigger, V reversal, and V skill. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Thanks for watching, and good luck out there.